Hi, folks. Mary Derbyshire here. How are you today? I am here to talk to you a little bit about my experience and how my experience this past weekend teaching a running and walking workshops, two workshops I taught based on Malcolm Bonk's work, The Art of Running. I called my walking workshop Walk This Way and my running workshop The Runner in You. And I had great attendance and we really had a lot of fun. But it got me to thinking about talking to you folks about walking and running more. You know, if you follow me, you know I talk a lot about movement and how to move better. I am an Alexander Technique teacher and I teach people how to move better and live better lives. And I'm also a movement fanatic. I have taught fitness and movement for well over 30 years, and it is my passion to get people moving better and moving more. We sit way too much, and we live in a very sedentary culture, and in fact, some people say that sitting is the new smoking. So I am here to deliver different news and better news and to hopefully today reframe how you think about not just walking, but how you think about running. Or what I'm kind of referring to is trotting. My little dog, no, my big dog over here is sniffing me right now, coming to say hello, but you can't see her, but she's here. So about 9 years ago, a writer for the New York Times, I believe he was an investigative journalist for the New York Times, his name is Christopher McDougall, wrote a huge bestseller called Born to Run. And essentially, Mr. McDougall, he wanted to run. He wanted to take up running, but he didn't have the natural sort of lean runner's body. But he was hoping that if he ran, that perhaps he'd get there. But he had a really difficult time running, even running around the block. He just felt very heavy and tired, and obviously he wasn't running the way he should run. So he set out to find who are the best runners in the world, and why? Why are these people such phenomenal runners? So he discovered this book is a quest. It's absolutely a phenomenal book. It inspired me in many, many ways. And I encourage you to read it. And so he set out on a quest to find these runners. And he discovered an indigenous people who live at the bottom of the Copper Canyon in Mexico called the Tarahumara Indians. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. And it's really hot at the bottom of the Copper Canyon. The Copper Canyon, I believe, is even deeper than the Grand Canyon, or at least it's bigger than the Grand Canyon. And these people can run in thin-soled moccasins, sometimes 100 miles a day, if you can believe that. And they do it, not just the most elite athletes, but you know, all sorts of people in these tribes are running these distances. And so Christopher McDougall comes to the conclusion that, you know, they can do it because this is what's required of them to get from village to village and to see their friends, and that running is a very social event within the tribes. So there's that aspect of it. And then I started reading in New York Times and other publications about how anthropologists were trying to figure out how the hunter-gatherers were able to hunt their prey. For instance, a gazelle or a deer is much swifter than a human, and you would think they'd be able to escape easily from human hunters. Well, it turns out that the way human beings, the way we run is very different, obviously, than our four-footed friends. But our ability to walk upright and run upright makes it easier for us to breathe and run for longer periods of time. When animals run, their breathing is tied to each of their to each stride. So they inhale and exhale with each stride, whereas we can go for many strides without breathing. And so our endurance is much greater than that of a gazelle or the deer or a lion or a cheetah. And so what we would do is we would tire these animals, and just by mere fact of running after them for a long period of time, and that's when we would able to kill them and eat them. So running is running is part, or can be, or has been part of our culture. But running is no longer part of our culture. I mean, even if you go out for a run, you're doing it in a codified way, right? You set aside a half an hour or an hour every day or 3 times a week to go out and go for your run. And you have, it's not like just walking out the door. So we need to start thinking about running as just another gait. We like animals have gaits. We have our walk, we have our trot, we have our flat out run. Whereas a horse will have a walk, trot, canter, and a gallop. And a horse will just walk and trot, or your dog will walk and trot around the day. So why aren't we walking and trotting around our day? Why are we isolating running to be that one specific thing that runners do? So so this is when I decided to take this course with Malcolm Bonk. He is an Alexander Technique teacher. He has written a wonderful book called Master the Art of Running. He is a very serious runner in runner circles and holds a lot of awards for being a really good runner. And he is approaching, from what I take from his work, is that we need to deconstruct running a little bit, so to mix it up so that there's more movement in our running. And we need to add running to our day every day. This is why last week I started what I was calling the mailbox challenge. That if you go out, you need to go outside every day. You need to transcend the weather, even if it's raining or snowing. If it's icy, that's another thing. But in order to love the weather, you have to embrace the weather and transcend the weather. Otherwise, winter can be very long, especially here in New England and other places with long winters. You need to get out in the day and embrace that weather. And when you do, and you walk to your mailbox, I want you to add a little trot. I want you to add a little jog. I want you to see, once you're out there and you're embracing the weather, be it sunny or raining or snowy or windy or calm, maybe you want to spend a little bit more time outside. Maybe you want to see if you could run to your neighbor's mailbox and then walk home. This is how we increase our ability to move and move more. This is how you increase your ability to run. Everyone can do this, or most everyone, I'll say. But if you are able and you're up on your 2 feet, let's see if we can improve our walking and our running. So thank you for joining me today. I'm trying to do these every Monday morning at 11 a.m. And if you are interested, you can sign up for my newsletter, Agility All Day, which comes out once a week, where I talk about these things and I write about these things. I write about movement. I write about moving well. I write about the Alexander Technique. As I said earlier, my passion is to get you moving, because when you move better, you feel better. And when you feel better, your whole life improves. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks, Sarah. Good to see you. Okay, everyone, have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye.